business or company looking to stand out in a crowded advertising market? Looking to reach the real auto enthusiast? Well, you found it. You're listening or watching In Wheel Time, and so are your fellow enthusiasts. The In Wheel Time Car Show now reaches 500,000, and we can put together a marketing plan that will engage them in your product, business, or service. To get the tires rolling, just shoot us an email to our marketing director, Jeff Zekin. His address is jeff@inwheeltime.com.
From Studio A in Texas, USA, it's the award-winning In Wheel Time Car Show. This week, inside our new car showroom, the Chrysler Pacifica and the CT4 from Cadillac. We'll give you in-depth reviews of each. We also got this week's automotive news, Conrad's Car Clinic, This Week in Auto History, more than that as well. Just ahead on today's In Wheel Time Car Show for Saturday, October 10th, 2020. Howdy, along with Mike Out of This World Mars, King Conrad DeLong, Jeff Zekin just off camera. I'm Don Armstrong. Glad that you could join us on this Saturday. And we have a special guest that has joined us now via Zoom, and her name is Michelle Reininger, and she is with the Texas Short Track Racing Series. She is a pro truck driver. Hi, it's good to see you, even though it's on Zoom and not in person this time. How are you?
Hi, Don. How are you?
Well, we're doing great over here, and we're so glad that you could join us. I see the truck is right behind you there. You know, I've been kind of keeping tabs on you during the race since, well, no.
Since he's the pace car driver and he doesn't want to pull out there because of you.
No, that's possible. But I will say that, you know, it's been a struggle for you. And you actually came around here in the past couple of races, haven't you?
Right, Don. We had a slow start. We ran into some issues in the beginning of the season, 2020. But we finally got it to where it was fast and it was raceable. And I was having a lot of fun these last couple of races. So we're getting it close.
Well, you know, and that's got to be exciting for you because, you know, after the struggles that you had and now here we are at the end of the season and you finally got it together. Kind of frustrating, isn't it?
Right. It's kind of bittersweet. I just got it to where it was actually getting fun and I was up at the front of the pack and now the season's almost over. So, we're really going to make the last race count and just try to get that truck back up to the front and kind of make up, I guess, for lost time. So
for the people that really are not familiar with the Pro Truck Series out there at Houston Motorsports Park, give us a little background on the truck. What kind of engine does it have in it?
This truck has a 602 crate 350 in it. It's a Silverado fiberglass body. The chassis, Stephen Davis built it. So some are a little bit different, but that's what I have right now for this season.
And these trucks are really kind of modeled after the NASCAR Truck Series, am I correct?
I believe so. There's quite a bit of differences, but I believe so.
Well, I know that they're really popular and they're really, really fast. And it's a huge hit with the crowd out there at Houston Motorsports Park. Have you noticed the increase in the people in the stands throughout the season? Did you notice, I mean, last race 2 weeks ago, man, I was really impressed by the number of people there. Weren't you?
I was. It was packed. And I thought the weather might deter people away. But, I guess race fans are kind of willing to make the trip no matter what. But, yeah, the fans have been amazing. The stands have been packed. And even the little intermission fan goodies that Gina does, it just really gets the crowd excited. And it's a fun stand right now.
Well, I have to tell you that I have fun doing the winter interviews because, I think that there's a screw loose that's been that way for all my life. Yeah. And so I have a lot of fun with it. And the crowd, as a matter of fact, the cone boy, Caden the cone boy, he actually gets applause when the cone gets put out there. And, why don't you explain how the cone thing works during a race?
Yeah, how does the cone boy work?
Sure. So the cone gives an opportunity for you to switch your position. If you want to take the outside, want to take the inside, you can have the opportunity to jump 5 spots. If everybody stays low to the cone and you go outside, you could find yourself moving up the pack real quick. Yeah, Caden's awesome. I remember back at our other track, they had fans that would wear cones on their head. And that's how excited people get for the cone. But it's also exciting too for fans to see a truck go from the back and move all the way to the front and just kind of mix it up with the guys up there. So it makes the race a little bit more interesting.
Yeah, and that's the fun thing about the short track racing series out at Houston Motorsports Park. You guys are bringing real NASCAR racing to Houston at a very affordable price and a very, very competitive series. You know.
Right. Yeah. And I mean, it gives us an opportunity to do that. Not everybody has the money to travel and to make some of the like larger tracks. So it kind of gives what last Texans an opportunity to race asphalt, and it's not that far for us, and it is affordable.
Well, you know,
I mean, it's expensive, but it's affordable.
Well, yes, it's affordable for the fans. I wanted to add one thing. I don't know whether you saw it last week. As a matter of fact, I think it was Caden. I was standing out next to him. He says, "Did you see the wave in the stand?" I said, "What?" And I look up there, and people are doing the wave. I haven't seen the wave since the Astrodome days. I mean, it was tons of fun, and I think everybody really enjoyed it. You know, the really fun thing about Houston Motorsports Park in the series that Gina Child-Knowles runs out there is the fact that it goes quickly, it's well organized, the racing starts at 6 o'clock, and most of the time, unless there's some major mess up with rain or something going on, you're out of there in 3.5 hours. And I think the fans really are attracted to that, get you home in time to go to church the next day. I mean, it's really got it together. It moves along.
And it's very, very competitive racing at each level. It's very competitive racing, and we want to invite everybody to go on out and see it because it's well worth your time and effort to support that.
So who's behind you with the truck?
It's just me in the garage right now. In about 10 minutes, it'll be my dad, and we'll probably get working on it as well.
Well, see, and that's kind of where I was going with this, because I think it's your dad that's kind of like the pit crew and the whole actual force behind the truck besides the driver, right?
Right. My dad is our crew chief, and he's in here all the time, just messing with little things, trying to get it faster. But my sister is my spotter, and her boyfriend is also part of the pit crew. And you can't forget Mom. Mom's there too.
Well, Mom's in charge, probably.
Right. Yeah. But yeah, Dad's in here all the time trying to make this truck. Any little thing, he's behind it.
All right. Well, I want you to hang on. We're going to take a quick break, and I want to talk to you about the actual responsibilities of the spotter and how important that is, because I know from listening to the race director on the headset that there are times that it can get kind of tense with some of the spotters up there. You tell that driver and that blah, blah, blah that he needs to go to the back of the field, otherwise he is out of here, that kind of thing. And I know that you know what I'm talking about, so let's talk about that right after this.
GTG, BRB, OMW, be there in a few. You may think that these kinds of texts are fine because of their length, and you can easily send them at a stoplight. But no, answering one text can take your attention away from the road for 5 seconds. And traveling at 55 miles an hour, that's enough time to travel the length of a football field. Make good decisions. Don't text and drive.
Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, Noise, and the Ad Council.
As America gets back on the road, a lot of things have changed, but not the need for drivers to be safe. With that in mind, it's time to review our safe driving checklist. First, you're in your car. Check. You're sober. Check. You're wearing your seatbelt. Check. Your phone is put away. Check. Great. Make sure you follow the speed limit. And remember, law enforcement is enforcing traffic safety laws in our community to save lives. Paid for by NHTSA.
Welcome back to the In Wheel Time Car Show. We're talking to Michelle Reininger. She's the pro truck driver out at Houston Motorsports Park. And do you ever go to any other venues, Michelle?
37, the dirt track, a couple of times, and that's a little bit different from the asphalt one. But and then also went to Five Flags a few years ago, which that was exciting to go for the snowball derby.
So you take the same truck to a dirt track and just retire it and make some adjustments in it?
I've only attended those as a spectator. The truck has only been at Kyle, the track there, but in Houston right now.
So where are you located? Where are you physically talking to us from?
We're in San Antonio, Texas.
Okay.
San Antonio. So you make the trip over here all the way. Have you been to that track down in Pensacola? I hear about it.
We went to watch the snowball derby a few years ago, but we flew.
Gotcha.
Okay.
So that's where the snowball derby is, at that Pensacola track.
Yes.
Gotcha. Well,
so when y'all get ready to come over here on Fridays, I guess Friday or Saturday morning, so you were talking about your sister, the boyfriend, the mom, dad, y'all kind of load up the whole family.
Right. We pack it all in, and we load on during the week, and we head up early Friday morning to make the Friday practice, and then stay there until Saturday. So yeah, the whole family comes, which makes for a fun weekend.
well,
Makes for a long weekend as well. So do you guys come in a motorhome, or do you guys stay at a hotel and deal with the car at the track?
We stay at the Holiday Inn. That's only about 15 minutes from there. So
Well, make
we
sure
leave the
you tell
trailer.
them that you mentioned them here. Maybe they'll give you some free rooms now.
yeah, exactly. So what are you looking forward to next Saturday night, the last race of the season? Have you made any changes? What have you done to the truck in the past couple of weeks?
So the truck didn't look like this when we got it back after the last race.
Yeah, I thought that there was a little bump and grind out there.
There's some on that fender right there off of your left shoulder. You can kind of see where somebody's been doing some rubbing.
Right. Yeah, we got into the wall, and it bent some things. It tore off some fenders, but we got it back together. So next race, we're gonna go out Friday to make sure everything feels the same, nothing's too messed up, and then hopefully be right back where we were after the last one, where we felt the truck was competitive and fast. And I really want to make the last race count. I want to prove that this truck and myself have it in me to get in the front and stay up there.
Okay, I want to know about spotters. And you hear the spotter, the NASCAR races, every once in a while you'll hear them on the radio talking to the driver. How important is the spotter to you?
The spotter is huge, and luckily it's my sister and my best friend, and we have this connection, my dad calls it, where we just work together. And the spotter, she's great, obviously telling me if there's a truck on the inside or the outside and letting me know where I need to be. But most importantly, throughout the race, Kelly really motivates me, and she tells me to keep digging and to fight harder. And that's just huge to have that in my ear the whole race.
That's really cool. So, in other words, if you're trying to get around, let's say you're fighting for the first place, and you've got that first place truck right in front of you, and she's saying, okay, you need to go low on the next corner, and you get alongside, and so there's a point that you're probably not going to be able to see that competitor next to you. You're focused on the track and trying to get around it. So is she in your ear saying, you still got somebody on the outside of you, you need to stay low, that sort of thing?
She's constantly in my ear, and I told her the more you tell me, the better. And she's telling me still outside, or, they're looking, and she's all my eyes on the track. So that's good. And where the spotters stand, it's nice too. She can have a view of the track to see maybe if they're running a high line, maybe I can get low, maybe they're coming off a little bit different. So she helps me figure out, I guess, the plan of attack if I ever need to pass somebody.
How did she get her experience?
My sister used to race too. We both started out in the mini stocks, the eco stocks that are out there right now. We both started out doing that, and we raced together in there for a few years. So she moved up and started racing the super stocks and the outlaws, but now we're just focusing on the truck, and she came over and helped me work on the truck and spot for me.
So who was faster when you were both running in the same class?
Well, I'm going to say I was faster.
Of course.
We knew that.
So I want to know. I want to know what Dad's doing this entire time, sitting up in the stands, biting his fingernails.
Dad watches from the infield, and he stands in the back of the truck, and we laugh because we think we need to bungee cord him to the top so he doesn't fall off, because he's pacing and just watching, and he's all excited.
All right, so next Saturday night, you've got to introduce. I don't think I've met your dad.
I don't think so.
Well,
maybe if we win, you'll meet him on the French Street.
Well, no.
When you win.
Yeah, when
you win.
I'll definitely have to seek him out, because obviously he's kind of like the motivator behind this race team, huh?
Yeah, definitely. He kind of keeps it all together. He keeps my head in the game on race day, but also is involved in getting tires and getting everything on the truck that is ready to go. So
I would assume that Dad actually raced at some point in his life.
Dad started out racing with his brothers at San Antonio Speedway, and all of them raced. And he actually raced a little bit, and that's where me and Kelly got into it. We were his spotter and working on his car. So he hung it up for a little bit so me and Kelly could race. So he might come back into it, but right now it's just me.
Well, how cool is that?
Yeah, it is very cool. Well, Michelle, it's great to talk to you, and we want to thank you so much for taking the time out of your Saturday to join us here on the In Wheel Time Show. And we look forward to seeing you again. I'm going to hunt you down before the race on next Saturday evening, and so be looking for me out there, okay?
All right, will do. Thank you.
Thank you. We'll talk to you again soon. Michelle Reininger with the Texas Short Track Racing Series. She's one of the pro truck drivers out there. And that's one of the best looking trucks out there. I've meant to mention that to her, but just thought I would throw that in. Okay. It's time now for another break, I think. And we're going to have our new car review. So we invite you to stay tuned. I got so involved in the conversation, I kind of lost. It was I lost my place.
Yeah, you just want to keep talking to her.
Yeah, exactly. So stay with us. We'll be right back after this break.
Let's be honest. The National Symphony may not be in his future, but he wanted to try violin. So you said yes because you love him. And if you love him that much, love him enough to make sure he's buckled up and in the back seat. Find out more about keeping your kids safe in your vehicle at nhtsa.gov/the-right-seat. Show them you love them. Keep them safe. Visit nhtsa.gov/the-right-seat. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Social distancing slows the spread of coronavirus, so we should all stay home to lower the risk for everyone. More info at coronavirus.gov. Let's all do our part, because we're all #AloneTogether. Brought to you by the Ad Council.
Hey, thanks for joining us for today's In Wheel Time Car Show. We have a car review every hour, and Mr. Mars has this hour, the Chrysler Pacifica. And before you get going on this, I just want to let everybody know I am a big minivan fan. I've never owned one in my life, but as far as a people mover is concerned, there is nothing better on the road than a minivan. And what other minivan is there other than the Chrysler Pacifica? I mean, I can't even imagine.
Well, and it's not just a people mover. It's just the versatility of it. In fact,
correct.
Chrysler actually calls it a multi-purpose vehicle instead of calling it a minivan now.
All right.
Because you can use it for so many different things. The one that we had, I had one, and it was one of the Chrysler products. And it was great because we were doing a lot of freelance work at the time. We could lift the back of it up, and it provided shade when it was sunny. It provided the place dry. And it was a really great place for my wife to entertain wives and girlfriends while I was tied up their boyfriend or husband shooting pictures of their truck. Now, so what we're really talking about is a 2020 Chrysler.
Don't go there, Don. Leave it alone. Leave it alone. No.
Okay, I'll just leave it alone. All right.
We're talking about the 2020 Chrysler Pacifica and Limited. There's 4 trims to this vehicle. It's a Touring, a Touring L, a Touring L Plus, and the Limited, which is the top of the line, and that's the one we had. Now, just as a point of reference, they've actually been making the minivan since 1983, and globally they've sold 14.6 million of these vehicles.
It saved Chrysler Corporation.
A bunch of times, I'm sure. Now, they first started building the Pacifica in 2016. I didn't realize that it was actually that old. It just seems like it's pretty new because of all the way they update it.
You're old.
And keep it technologically updated, and it just seems really new because it's got the up front. You're going to find that it's got dual grille openings, with the upper opening having the winged Chrysler logo that goes out into the headlights that are part of the body lines. It's a very stylish thing that everybody's doing now with high-intensity headlamps, grain-sensing wipers up front. It's got low-profile roof rails. I'll get it spit out here in a minute. Power liftgate. And it's got a triplane panoramic sunroof. In other words, it's a three-piece sunroof.
Oh, gosh.
And it's standard.
Don doesn't even like one.
But it's standard. It's not even an option.
Oh, is it really?
You're going to get it. On the limited package, you're getting it whether you like it or not.
Listen, I know all about that.
And we were also rolling on the optional 20-inch aluminum wheels, which makes a nice package to it. Now, the only thing you could really do to kind of spiff that up a little bit would be to step up to the S model, which is a sport package, and it's basically a blacked out. But now they've got a new red S model out. I haven't seen it yet, but I would think that it was probably okay. And you get into the interior. Now, this is really where a minivan or a multi-purpose vehicle that Chrysler calls it really shines. We had the premium leather seating. The front seats were heated and ventilated. The second row was heated. The third row is power folding. And the second and the third row fold down into the floorboard so that it's a big, wide open place. You can put plywood in there. You can put sheetrock in there. You can put camera gear in there. You can put a little bit of everything in there in that cargo space. Now, the great thing about driving it, it has the active noise control system. It had the 8.4-inch Uconnect screen up in the dash. It had the 10-inch video screens on the back seats so that the rear passengers have got their own video screens, and they run off of wireless headphones so you can keep that quietness going on. You got Blu-ray, USB, HDMI inputs, all this technology in this vehicle for passengers. I mean, that's really what this is about, is keeping everybody happy and going. And it has the stow and vac integrated vacuum system in it that'll actually work.
That doesn't suck. I guess it does.
Yeah, I guess it does. Yes, it does. Now, to keep this thing powered and rolling down the road, you got a 3.6-liter Pentastar V6. Now, that is the base engine that Chrysler uses in a cross.
That's the workhorse.
That's the workhorse, and that's the one you're going to get, and it's going to be backed with a 9-speed automatic transmission. It's a great combination. You don't feel a lot of shifting. It doesn't do a lot of searching. Now, the EPA says in the city you should be looking for 19, the highway 28, and you get a combined 22. And this vehicle, it'll do whatever you want to do. You want to step it out there on the highway and you want to go way too fast, it'll do that. And I actually, the week that I had it, I got the 22 because it was a nice little driver. You drive it a little bit easier. It's not a sports car. And it easily moves around in traffic.
You didn't do the on-ramp acceleration test?
Nah, it was just too much fun. I was being cool, kicked back. Like I said, I had one of these before and I really liked it. Particularly, and with the Pacifica Limited, you just feel like you're in a little more upscale. And a nice, quiet ride, smooth cruiser. If you're looking for something to compare it to, I think you can still find a Honda Odyssey and maybe something over in the Nissan and Toyota world. But if you're looking for a minivan, the thing that's going to come to mind is going to be Chrysler.
Exactly.
And the Pacifica is the one that they're doing. You can get it in a hybrid model, and you can get it in, like I say, 4 different trim levels. It's going to do just about anything you want.
And all the other domestics have abandoned the mini car market.
Pretty much,
Ford and GM don't have a minivan anymore.
Well, yeah, they've gone in a different world in a lot of things. So if you're looking for the base Pacifica that we had, the base Limited is $44,445.
It ain't cheap.
It's not cheap, but again,
it's loaded. It's loaded.
And we're talking about a lot of technology with a surround sound the surround parking view. I mean, if Chrysler's got technology. It's in this vehicle,
sure,
and it's here. Now, the MSRP is tested was $50,720 for if you're going across country
the
with
ultimate limo,
the family Wagoneer. You going to Wally World? Load it up.
Truckster.
Family Truckster.
Oh, gosh. It was about the same color as your shirt, too.
Yeah. But, and like I say, you can get a sport model. The S has got blacked out.
Do they offer wood paneling on the side?
No, but I know a shop that'll do that for you.
Oh, God. What a hoot that would be. $50,000 and then go get some of that wood
paneling.
Vinyl.
Just like it's still in the crate, just like you just got it. Anyway.
Thank you, sir.
It's the one to have.
All right, let's take a look at the national and international TV race calendar. And Conrad usually takes care of that.
Okay, so tomorrow morning, Formula One's going to be on.
At 1 o'clock in the morning?
No, I think it starts at 8 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, okay.
And that's the Eiffel Grand Prix, and it's going to be at the Nürburgring. NASCAR is going to be on Sunday at the Charlotte Roval, which is the road course at Charlotte. But they're also being joined, and this is going to be tonight at 7 o'clock Houston time on NBC Sports, and that's going to be IMSA, the sports car racing, and I believe Alec Udell is in the GTD car there. So they're also going to be at the Charlotte Roval. Roval. Kind of, it's an oval and a road course, a Roval.
I've never heard of it.
They made it up just to make it
technical race term or something.
Next weekend, NHRA is at Ennis, and I think next weekend they're going to run the second and third and fourth rounds of Pro Stock because they dropped Pro Stock
because of the weather
in Chicago because of the crosswind had created way too much trouble.
Well, that and the temperature.
Yeah,
nuts.
So they're gonna I believe they're gonna finish the Chicago race in Ennis, and then on the 25th.
That wasn't Chicago. That was St. Louis.
I'm sorry, I say Madison. Yeah, it's St. Louis. Madison, Illinois. Well, Illinois to me is Chicago. No, you're right. It was St. Louis.
Thank God it's not.
I'm in the wrong state. And then, you might want to join us out there on the 25th of October out at Baytown.
It'll be 24th.
24th and 25th. 24th and 25th?
Well, yes, but 24th is the Saturday.
That's when we'll be there.
Yeah, correct.
And that's going to be great. They're going to be letting fans in, and you get a chance to get back out to the NHRA events. It's fun to have them back. And then NASCAR, they're coming up to the end of their season as well between the Charlotte Roval, Kansas, Fort Worth, and then finally in Las Vegas for the season ender.
All right, thank you, sir. The In Wheel Time Car Show streams on Facebook, YouTube, and InWheelTime.com. Podcasts available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher Radio, iHeart Podcast, TuneIn, Google Podcast, and Podcast Addict, just to name a few. The In Wheel Time Car Show continues right after this.